Sing to the Lord a new song. Proclaim the glory of good news of God's salvation from day to day. Declare God's glory among the nations and God's wonders among all peoples. Amen. Please be seated. Back a good while ago now, I went to the University of Montana out in Missoula with mountains and valleys similar to ours here. But there was one difference. Californians loved Montana. They loved to get away from the smog and the strive and all of that. So Montanans, however, put a bumper sticker on the back of their car. It said, "Californians, enjoy your visit. Now go home." Having outsiders come in is sometimes a little difficult, isn't it? Because change takes place in ways whether we like it or not. Think about it. In Vermont, there's a statement. We're not very far from Montana. It's called Flatlanders. There are those who are from Vermont, born on this soil, who live from its earth. And then there are those of us who come from where the mountains are no more. I was told very clearly when I arrived that I was a Flatlander. And someone even said to me, the more you accept the fact that you are a Flatlander, the more you are accepted. I have found that the case. People love Vermont, and they come from all over the place, as we all know. Most of us in this room are non-Vermonters. Are there any, other than Tim, in the back of the room? Hey, there's Dick. There's two. Jen? No. Anybody else? We're all Flatlanders except for two. We are outsiders. We are people who have come from away and have come to a place. Stowe, if you haven't noted, specifically is a place where we don't say more often than not, how long has your family lived here? How many generations? But where have you come from? Come from Jersey. Right? Thanks. Jersey over here. A few others. Maybe Canada. We've got a few others. Connecticut, I see. Florida. Ohio. Okay, you see where I'm saying? We are people from away. Most of us are people from away. And that is good as well. Because those around us help shape and form who we are and what we are as we help and shape and form those others. Those who are from here. These are lines in the sand, aren't they? We draw lines, whether you're from Montana or California, whether you're a Flatlander or a not Flatlander. There are lines in the sand. And you may have noted at times in your life in Vermont that you can step somewhere and you've stepped on someone else's sacred ground. But it happens everywhere, doesn't it? You don't need to be from somewhere or someplace else to step on people's property, on people's sense of location, people's sense of being, of people's lives. Sometimes, and most of the time, if not all of the time, we attempt to bring goodness it's not always seen as that way. Think of children. We just sent our children downstairs to think as well about the transitions in life. Now, most of them know about sandboxes, and you may remember yours in the backyard. And Mom and Dad, when they're starting to get a little fight and tussle, what do? They drew a line, right? Right down the middle and said, okay, Don, you can play over here, and Joanna, you can play over here, but don't cross the line. I remember that very well. I'd love to cross the lines. And my brother liked to stay on his side, and he'd get very angry. Solomon said today, cross the lines, you homebound people. You invite those who are on that other side of that line to come on yours. Smooth that line out. Don't live by the line. Oh my gosh, the people of Israel, this was against the rules. Rules of whom? Not of the Lord's. King Solomon, called not only those who lived there to open their land, but their heart and their faith as well. And one of the biggest challenges then, you think that's hard. It says, be changed by what they bring. Be changed. Don't just nicely pat them on the back and let them walk around. No. Invite them in. Let them give you new life. Oh my gosh, how difficult this is. Need I say, once upon a time, a tomato was seen and understood to be poisonous. I don't know if you know that history. People were afraid to let others in. And now tomato sauce is the most commonly used sauce in America. Let people in. Change. Because their gifts are given to you. There was a centurion who needed help. Now, centurions were not Israeli. They were not Hebrew. They were not of the God of God and the Lord of Lords. They were not of the people that Jesus was of. And there was a line in the sand, and there was power. You may have noted there was power going on, for he was a man of power. He had slaves, he had soldiers. Go and come and come and go and do and this and do that. I'll tell you, the man knew what he was doing. He knew the lines in the sand. He knew where not to step, and he knew where to step. There was probably even language involved. That some of the leaders of the synagogue could speak his language, Latin, or maybe he could speak Hebrew. And he knew that he couldn't go see Jesus, so he sent people to go see Jesus for him. But Jesus took his hand and not only cleaned off that line, not only said to those in his hearing, let those lines be gone. Let those things that separate come down. Let those things that humans wish to go up, to break down the heart, to break down those things that divide. I'll tell you, power lines, not just those things that carry electricity, but lines of power keep people out and keep people in. You know, one of the things that I am challenged by this gospel is that it's easy to be insular and it's so hard to break out, as it is so difficult to break in where our walls are up and others just may happen to be up. The Lord calls and invites and challenges and says, look at my lines on the floor, not yours. And he says, I promise you they will be different. How challenging that is. The healing of the slave is the healing of us. Of that which keeps us from us to be challenged, from us to live more fully by being changed, by being open, by being in the goodness of God. That psalm today, it says, proclaim the good news of God's salvation from day to day. Declare God's glory among the nations and God's wonders among all peoples. Declare and proclaim the goodness of God. Amen.